Hey there folks, it's Brandon Schaefer, and this is going to be a little different video than what I normally do. But I'm just going to show you what I have here. And it's about setting up a still life. So I have this little trunk. It's probably about 1.5 feet tall off the ground, so it's a little short, so I'm sitting on the ground here. But I use it for storage and stuff. But the cool thing is I can use this. It's a perfect surface because in my apartment I don't really have a table or anything to work with. I have a very small space. So I can use this to set up a little still life and use my lights here, my lamps and everything, to kind of light this up. And probably in the future for painting as well, but I'm going to show you how to draw from life. You know, you don't have to go outside on your porch or look out your window. If you want to, if you'd rather do something like a still life, you know, doing jars, or I got some fruit here because a lot of you know I'm a big fruit eater. I got, you know, a ton of fruit in my kitchen, so I just went and grabbed a bunch of stuff and I'm going to show you guys how to set this up. So you can do this on your kitchen table if you want. Just get like a cardboard box. I'm going to use this to kind of elevate some things. So I'm going to put this down first. I haven't really pre-set up anything, so I'm kind of just going to do that in front of you guys. Hopefully you don't mind. We can enjoy the creative process together. So what I have here is just this blue sheet. It's actually a Snuggie. I just saw it laying around, so I was like, this will be perfect. You know, it's big enough. I have some sheets over on my wall, but they're black, and I have a red sheet on the floor to protect everything, so I couldn't really, you know, use those for this video. So I'm just going to use this blue Snuggie that we never use. So there you go. Now you have, see, if you had like a cardboard box or anything to elevate, you know, some items, you know, it works really well. And also, if you wanted, if you had another sheet with like a different color, tack it on the wall behind it to get some different values going, different colors, especially if you're painting, you want some different colors. So really this video is actually about painting and drawing, but it's going to be in the drawing series. But I mean, setting up a still life, I mean, that's, I can go across, you know, a bunch of different areas. So I mean, I have a bunch of different fruit here. Let's just try it out. You know, I got some apples, grapes. I think the grapes will be cool. I don't really have any good bowls. I just have these plastic ones. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, who knows? Let's see how this looks. I may zoom in here eventually. You know, they always have the grapes flowing over the bowl. There were some bananas in there like that or something. You know, the one thing is you want to have nice composition, so this could actually take a while to figure out, but I'm just going to throw something up here quick, just give you some ideas. See, and this is where you can have stuff at different you know, levels. You know, have it real nice looking eventually. You know, throw some lemons in there. You know, apples and oranges, etc. I mean, you could even have the cool thing is probably to have the jar back here. You know, something like that. You know, whatever, you can do whatever you want. It'd be nice if I had some flowers to kind of like vine around everything, kind of tie it all together. But you know, you can use all different kinds of bottles and stuff, and just make stuff different heights, different shapes, and have some nice lighting. I could really light this up nicely if you give me just a second here, folks. Alright, so there we go. There's something. My lamp's kind of way too tall for this, so it doesn't really work out as well. But you can see, you can get some nice, you know, lighting effects. You know, it just depends on what you're going for. There's some more balanced lighting there. So you can make it look really nice. Try to get some nice dark shapes, all different kinds of colors. Just to set up some kind of still life, something to draw. And with this, you know, you can draw from any kind of angle. You know, if you just pull out a chair and you know, you can view it from over there, you can view it from over here, straight on. You know, move things around. You know, play around with everything. That's the cool thing about setting up a still life, is that the possibilities are endless. You know, if you don't want to draw bananas, you know, just throw in something else. You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You don't even have to do it with fruit or anything. It's just something I had laying around. And that's kind of what I want to encourage you guys to do, is to do what works best for you. And that's the thing about art. There's no rules. You know, there's certain guidelines to some things, but you're an artist. Use whatever tools you have and whatever tools you need to use them. You know, if I was doing this painting, I probably wouldn't make this sheet that blue. I would give it more of a natural look. I would just tie everything together. You know, you don't have to paint what you see. You don't have to do a still life a certain way. You do want to use kind of the guidelines of composition to make the eye kind of move and flow through, you know, using color, value, shape, you know, repetition and movement. But you can use whatever objects you want, especially if it's just for sketching, just for practice. You know, the possibilities are endless. So hopefully this gave you some ideas and just open your eyes to, it's so simple. You don't have to go out and buy all this expensive stuff. Whatever you have laying around. I used my water dish that I used for painting. I didn't even use, you know, I don't really have a cardboard box or anything. You know, I didn't have to go out and buy anything. I just used what I had and threw it up here. You can do the same. I encourage you to do the same. So now, you know, use whatever lighting you have. If you have terrible lighting, draw it with terrible lighting. I mean, if you have to just do what you have to do sometimes, or move it toward a window, or put stuff in the windowsill and draw it at a certain time of the day when the light's hitting it a certain way. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice and you know, do what you have to do to just get the practice in, and it's not going to be the best, and it takes time to work up to getting the tools and the things you need to achieve what you wish to desire, or what you desire to achieve, etc. Said that a little backwards. Anyway, you know, or sometimes you can just go outside and just draw from nature. That's one of the best ways, especially if you want to be a landscape artist or any kind of artist. That's the number one thing to do, is to draw from life. Just draw. You don't even have to set this up this elaborate. You know, all you have to do is take this jar, set it on a table, boom, there you go. Draw that. You know, there's so many different things in this jar and all these different lightings. I mean, you'll be shading forever. You know, you can turn it around and just do the plain side if you wish. You know, do it upside down, do it laying like this, spin it, you know, all different kinds of perspectives. Just set it on the table and just draw it. I mean, I used to do that all the time. So, I mean, those are things you can do. You don't have to do it this elaborate. But doing this, it'll help you get used to proportions, you know, and measuring. This height is the same as this apple's height. So, you know, and eyeing things up and really understanding, you know, heights and proportions and getting everything to flow and to work correctly. So, you know, this is the best way to practice for that. I think I covered everything I want to in this video. If you have any more questions, just post them down below. I'd be happy to, you know, make more videos going more in depth about this. But this is definitely the best way to learn and to train, not just learn, but to train your eye and your hand and your brain to pick out negative shapes and positive shapes. You know, instead of just drawing the jar, draw the shape around the jar, draw the shape around this apple. Really learn to see, and those are important aspects of drawing and painting and creating a whole image, a whole appealing image. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much more. I know your time is valuable. So, I'm going to end it here. I thank you for watching. Like I said, if you want any more videos, let me know what you want a video about. What is the hardest for you with drawing or painting? Mostly drawing with this series. I'd like to know what other videos you guys would like to see. What do you wish for me to cover? You know, I don't want to get too in-depth with the drawing, but I do want to cover the basics so that people can start incorporating drawing into their painting and and start creating paintings that they wish to create. You know, the level of detail that people wish to have. And drawing is where it begins. You have to put in the hours and the work and just train your brain. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Anyway, just take care of yourself, and peace.